You've reached the end of this module on web development. Over the course of this module, you've explored the basics of how the web works and familiarised yourself with key concepts in core internet technologies. Let's recap the key skills that you gained along the way. You started the module with an overview of how the web works and explored the basics of web pages, web servers, and web browsers. In terms of web pages, you should now be able to differentiate between a website and a web page by outlining the key elements of each, outline the purpose of HTML and CSS, and provide an explanation of how they work, and identify the benefits that JavaScript provides to a web page, like interactivity and data processing. You've also explored the basics of web servers and should be able to explain how a data center provides storage and power for web servers, differentiate between the key functions of web server hardware and software, and outline how a web server handles requests through HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And you explored the third key technology of the web, which is web browsers. Following this exploration, you should now be able to explain what a web browser is, describe how a web browser receives content from a web server and displays it for users, and outline the request-response cycle. After your study of how the web works, you investigated core internet technologies. You should now be able to explain the concept of IP addresses and how they facilitate the transfer of data across the internet, demonstrate an understanding of how HTTP functions and identify common HTTP methods, and outline how HTML, CSS, and JavaScript interact with one another to generate web pages. Differentiate between a web page, website, and web app. Identify the front end and back end of a web app, and list common web browser developer tools. And finally, you should be able to demonstrate an understanding of libraries and frameworks, along with their advantages and disadvantages. Identify an application programming interface, or API, and explain how it's utilized in application development, and explain the purpose and benefits of an IDE, or integrated development environment. Now that you have completed this module, you should be able to demonstrate your knowledge of the basic concepts of how the web works, and you've also demonstrated your understanding of core internet technologies. You've made a great start on your learning journey. Excellent work.